Here we are then in Max's home Grand Prix of the Netherlands. It's going to be a tough one this weekend. Hopefully we can manage to beat Max. We did that in the last race at Spa, where we finished in second position. But this last few races with Max and myself, you know, we are truly shown we are the second quickest team out there. We're battling for second in the Constructors' Championship. We may well manage to battle for first in the Championship if we have a good second half of the season. This is, of course, episode 50 of the Immersive Driver Career Mode with Red Bull, and it has been a wonderful journey so far, so thank you so much for your support. Keep leaving a like down below, as you always have done, but you can see ourselves and Ferrari are getting closer and closer to that Mercedes that has been so dominant since season 1. I mean, Red Bull actually did overtake them by Japan last year, which is crazy. I don't think that had happened at all in the 2 seasons up until that point. So very, very interesting. And season 1, of course, Ferrari finishing with the second quickest car, straight down to the 6th quickest car. We've always been unlucky, but for the first time I'm feeling settled at a team. I'm feeling like we want to build this team forward next season and try and take the championship. So here we go, let's see how we get on in qualifying. Well, here we come up to the line. It's not a great time, a 1:10.3, and I think we can do a lot better than that. We are going to go round again here and see what we can do.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Here we go, only a little bit quicker. And there you go, a 1:10.3 once again. It'll probably be enough to get through, but... Well, there you go, in our usual position of 14th, but 1.6 seconds behind our teammate Max Verstappen. Many improvements are going to have to be found here. Here we go then, onto the pit straight for our first time in Q2. This looks a lot better, and it is a 1:09.7, which is second quickest at the moment, quicker than both of the Alpine cars and Max Verstappen on the medium tyres. So that should be enough to get through to Q3. Much more like it. 6/10 improvement there. Well, here we come up to the line, 10.5 quicker, and there we go, through in P8. And that was too close for comfort, really, but we did manage to get through. A little mistake on that final lap as well, so there are a couple of more tenths in it, you feel. But we are comfortably through. Max Verstappen had to go for the soft tyres, but he is looking like he's in a league of his own. Going out in Q2 then, Yuki Tsunoda, Charles Leclerc, Lance Stroll, Sebastian Vettel, and Nicholas Latifi. Here we come then, up to the line for our first time in Q3, and it's a 1:09.4, which puts us just in second place, 14 thousandths of a second off Lewis Hamilton, and Bottas goes quickest now. But we might well have enough petrol in the tank to go for another run here. We're already 2 tenths up in that first sector. Let's have a look.
We're expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes.
Definitely green in sector 1. Just seem to be able to give it a bit more welly, but just lost it a bit on that entrance. But that shows us we can definitely find some tenths. But Max Verstappen has gone for a 1:08.7. That is 7 tenths quicker than us. That is going to be hugely
There's only
difficult
1 lap of fuel remaining
to beat. But rain coming towards the end of the session, I think it's possibly worth getting it back out there straight away. Seeing what we can do.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
Well, as you can see, it began to
Hitting
rain,
this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap.
so we're not able to improve, which is a pity, but nothing we can do about it really. So P4 on the grid tomorrow, we'll certainly take that after P14 in Q1, but well, nearly lost it completely there. We'll let Bottas through, Norris through, and Gasly through, and then just return to the garage. No improvement there. Hope that nobody improves.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Verstappen, Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
So there you go then, Max on pole. He was always going to get pole today, really. Bottas in second, Hamilton third. We qualify in fourth place. Sergio Perez finishes fifth, Ricciardo sixth, Alonso 7th, Gasly 8th, Norris 9th, and Antonio Giovinazzi in 10th.
For years, the passionate Dutch fans have been easy to find trackside at races across Europe and throughout the world. Now, at long last, they have a Grand Prix to call their own. It's a warm welcome once again to all of our viewers in the Netherlands and around the globe as we get underway for the Dutch Grand Prix. Zandvoort circuit, 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout a 2.6-mile lap. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about the captain. That was a great podium in the last race, so can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs, so it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, the captain, Sergio Perez and Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Giovinazzi and Yuki Tsunoda, Leclerc, Stroll, Sebastian Vettel and Latifi, Russell, Mick Schumacher, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly. They've taken a grid penalty. Mazepin and Guan Yu Zhou. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Okay, here we are down on the track then, and we're going to be going for the simple one stop. I think possibly come in a little bit early once again and get onto those medium tyres sooner rather than later. Worked well for us in Belgium, so that's hopefully what we're going to do again. Worked well in Hungary as well, so let's go for it. Let's see how we get on and just check the fuel. As always, far too much fuel in there. So let's get into the race. So release nicely on the formation lap. It is quite
Everything's good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
quite a cloudy day, so track temperature will be lower. There is a possibility of some rain later on in the Grand Prix. I have been trying to take this wide line that all the drivers were taking in real life, but it's just not really there on this game.
We don't think it's going to stay dry for much longer. The rain could come at any moment. Watch out. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
So they think the rain could start at any moment, and it does look dark out on the track, and I certainly think it could be coming at any time. So we're going to have to be very, very careful out there and make sure that we're ready for it and not stay out on these dry tyres for longer than we need to, but potentially it might be worth staying out there long enough like we did in Belgium a couple of years ago. And actually led the race for a long time with Alpine, and then had to come into the pits a couple of more times, but it's certainly going to be interesting. So here we go, around the final corner. And that's going to be our key overtaking position today. And we did get up to a fantastic start last time out in Belgium, probably the best start of our career, and we sort of got barged around the first corner, but we have got the inside line this time, so it is going to be interesting. We're going to be going wheel to wheel, hopefully. So here we go.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Lights out, away we go here in Zandvoort. It's a great start once again. Off the line, Verstappen going over to cover off Bottas. We've got the inside line on Hamilton though, and we are through up into third place. Verstappen manages to hold the first position ahead of Valterri Bottas. We're going to go a nice wide line here, giving ourselves the best possible exit onto this very fast, high-speed sweeping section. But we've done the main thing. We got ourselves up to third, which is exactly what we wanted to do. Get in front of Hamilton and see how our race goes from there. And we might be able to get Bottas at some point. We did qualify incredibly closely to him. I can't believe how good our starts have been in the last couple of Grand Prix. That's a very encouraging sign. That has been our Achilles heel throughout this career mode, but Max Verstappen already running away with this Grand Prix. Now we're going to try and get into the slipstream of Valtteri Bottas here. Straight away. It's a purple final sector. We are very quick in that final sector. I think we found that the last couple of run-ins of this Grand Prix. Very strong in that final sector. It does allow us to defend from those guys behind. But this is looking really good. We just got to stay this close to Bottas, you feel, into the final sector, and we'll be alright. It's this section of the track that we really struggle at. And then you go a little bit wide. Get our first warning of the day. It's just slipped outside of that 1 second window, which is annoying. That was a really nice chicane. And now all of a sudden, got a lovely exit onto the main straight with our ERS on, and we are closing in.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
And if we can be that close this time next lap, we're surely going to pass him with the DRS. Hamilton more than a second behind now, so this is going really well so far.
For the next 15 minutes at least.
So it has started to rain in this Dutch Grand Prix, and we are, well, look at this, we are closing in on Valtteri this time. We've got DRS, he's going to go at the inside, we're going to come round the outside this time. We're holding it, we're giving him room, and we're through. Great move on the pin, Valtteri Bottas, and we are through. Up into second position, and now Max Verstappen, our teammate, is the man in front. 1.7 seconds separates us at the moment. The rain has started, so all of a sudden now it starts to get really interesting.
Incident which has resulted in lots of loose debris on the track.
Well,
the safety car is being deployed. Drop your speed.
There has been some sort of incident. I'm not entirely sure what has happened. Oh, it looks like Hamilton has spun, so Hamilton has spun, and then behind, what has gone on here? So we've got an Alpine coming round. So Ocon has gone into Hamilton, I think. So is Hamilton out? I mean, it said Lando Norris was out of the session. I assume that's Daniel. Yeah, here comes Lando. Yeah, Lando gets shoved into by an Alpine and, well, goodness me. Big incident, and now it's a big decision of whether you come in or not. Obviously, as the tyres are going to get colder, you would think you want to stay out there. You want to come in and get the intermediates on, but Max is staying out. I'm going to stay with him.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
We were meant to be coming into the pits that lap, but now that the safety car's out, the grip levels don't really matter. And we are going to catch up to Max anyway. It's whether we come in and risk intermediates, but we are in a very good position. And what I want to know is what have the guys at the back put on. They have put intermediates on. The likes of Tsunoda. Well, Hamilton's put mediums. So Tsunoda and Leclerc have put on intermediates. We are definitely boxing this lap.
We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
And there's a good look at the Aston Martin safety car. This is going to be a big decision now of whether Max Verstappen comes in or stays out. And, well, it's going to be Tsunoda and Leclerc that are going to be leading the way in this Grand Prix because they're going to catch
Check
up.
your MFD for a new strategy option.
So here we go. It is going to be intermediates or low. He was suggesting next lap. I guess that's so that we don't trip over Max Verstappen. But this is the big problem because Max Verstappen is gonna want to come in.
The situation is pretty touch and go right now. We think the slicks may still be quicker, but it's very close, and you're going to struggle
Yeah,
to
Max
keep
is
them in the
coming in.
temperature window.
Max is
The
coming in.
Inters
We're
are
going to
ready
come
when
in.
you need them.
There you go. Max is putting the inters on. So he's away. We're going to come in. Double stacking, of course. And we're away. Now, of course, we're going to lose a lot of track position here.
For 10 minutes at least. Max is coming in for his stop. Go, go, go. You'll be racing on the exit. Go, go, go. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
So we've come out behind Nicholas Latifi. I mean, that sort of puts into perspective what's happened. Oh, there's been a big incident. What has happened there? Let's have another look at this. What has happened with Bottas here? It was Valtteri Bottas. I think he's just... Oh, well, he's gone into the back of an Alpine. And then there's been a big incident behind. And we're coming around the outside and another big crash. And I think that was Sergio Perez. Well, well, well. Stroll's out. Perez is out. And the question is...
Some information on Russell.
Russell's out. Gasly's out. Goodness me, there's just a big pile up, I think, at that corner. Latifi's out. So there is only 12 runners now left in the race. Looks like Bottas might be one of them, but we got lots of 5-second penalties about. And the safety car's in.
This lap.
It's in this
Make
lap.
sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking.
Well,
until
this is
the
going to
timing
be
line.
a crazy
Stay in position until the green flags.
end to this race. I think Max, well, he is second, I think. I think we've got an Alpha, is it, or is it a Aston Martin leading the way? Is it Sebastian Vettel leading? And then Max in second, so this is going to be a very intense restart now on the wet tyres. Of course, we haven't been running in wet conditions all weekend, and there are people coming in, and we are underway once again. Giovinazzi comes over to cut us off, but we're going to be able to make our way around the outside there, and we are past Antonio Giovinazzi. And now we got, well, it looks like Max has actually retaken the lead. We're through.
The stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
So DRS disabled now. And that felt like Charles Leclerc having a little bit of contact behind, not entirely sure. But boy, are these conditions treacherous. But we got Tsunoda ahead. We should be able to get past him reasonably easily. And then the McLaren and Ricciardo, that might be a different matter. But Max Verstappen somehow is still in the lead of this Grand Prix. I just wish we'd come into the pits and put the inters on the lap previous. But then I suppose we'd be where Tsunoda and Leclerc were. So, you win some, you lose some. But this is going to be a great overtaking opportunity. Nearly went into the wall there. Had to just keep it out. Now we're going to go for the big lunge. Well, I was going to, but then Tsunoda closed the door. We lost a bit of time, but still alright.
Keep managing your tyres. Manage your tyres.
Well, this time we managed to get far enough alongside and we make the move. And we are through. That was risky, but we made it stick. And now Ricciardo should be a similar level of difficulty, really. I think we have got more pace than him, but I don't think we're going to quite catch Max Verstappen today, unfortunately. Well, here we go. We got a chance on Daniel Ricciardo. We make a Daniel Ricciardo-esque move on him, and we're through. Wow, that was a lot of bravery there to break that late. But we're back up into second where we were before the safety car, and we've got 4 laps to try and close in on our teammate Max Verstappen. Well, here we come onto the final lap of the race, and you can see Max Verstappen
Final lap of the race.
just ahead is going past some traffic, and that is surely going to give us an opportunity here. Blue flags on Esteban Ocon here. And he stays well out of the way. We nearly binned it, but he did stay out of the way, to be fair to him.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
But you do not want to be approaching back markers around this section of the track. But it looks like Max has got away with it. But yes, we managed to close it in a little bit on Max, but I think it's going to be his day and his weekend. He has been on another level. And okay, we may well have took it away from him had we come into the pits, but it's all woulda, shoulda, coulda, because Max Verstappen has won the Dutch Grand Prix, and we're going to come home in second for a Red Bull 1-2, and that was an awesome race once again.
I'm really happy with that performance.
Many doubted whether they could pull off the win here in Zandvoort, but they have done, and done it in spectacular style. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Well, Max Verstappen wins the Dutch Grand Prix. We finished second, and once again, in a very good position. The car is feeling fantastic at the moment. We really are getting the most out of it. But there you go, another brilliant Grand Prix. And we move up to level 13. Hopefully level 14 as well. There you go. Anything else? No, just stay up there.
Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. That lead at the top of the table has shrunk somewhat today. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Guan Yu Zhou gets my vote today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Well, you just can't believe it. Only 12 finishes in the end. Charles Leclerc actually crashed near the end as well, by the looks of it. He does finish 10th. Mazepin and Ocon finished a lap down, so Leclerc did crash but managed to get the point. He also got fastest lap of the race as well. But Max Verstappen wins it. We finished second. And Ricciardo third with Tsunoda in fourth. We've then got Giovinazzi in fifth place. Vettel sixth. Joe seventh. Schumacher eighth for Haas. And Fernando Alonso in ninth. That all means that Max Verstappen has massively reduced the lead at the top to Lewis Hamilton at 27 points. And look at that, 40 points behind in the constructors. So, you know, you got to say we're back in it. We're back in this championship, and if we can beat Max Verstappen in maybe some of the next couple of Grand Prix, we could be well back into the title fight. We're only 67 points behind, but you know, a couple of wins and Lewis Hamilton finishing outside the points. All of a sudden, it's championship back on. So an exciting end to the season is coming up. So if you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.